Sensex ends 247 points lower, Nifty below 25,100. JioFin, TechM fall 2 Sensex today. Indian equity benchmark indices ended lower on Monday after a choppy trading session, weighed down by weak global cues and ongoing concerns around the Q1 FY26 earnings season. Sentiment took a hit as US President Donald Trump announced a 30% tariff on imports from the European Union and Mexico, effective August 1. The BSE Sensex declined by 247.01 points or 0.3% to close at 82,253.46, while the Nifty 50 slipped 67.55 points or 0.27% to settle at 25,082.3. In the broader markets, however, Nifty Midcap 100 and Nifty Small Cap indices outperformed, rising 0.71% and 1.04%, respectively. Among sectors, Nifty IT emerged as the biggest drag, falling 1.1% due to losses in Tech Mahindra, Wipro, Infosys, HCL Tech, TCS, and LTI Mindtree. Other laggards included Nifty Private Bank, Financial Services, and Oil Gas. On the flip side, Nifty Realty gained nearly 1.4%, followed by gains in healthcare, media, pharma, consumer durable, PSU bank, auto, FMCG, metal, and energy sectors. Within the Sensex pack, 20 out of 30 stocks closed in the red. Tech Mahindra, Infosys, Asian Paints, Bajaj Finance, HCL Tech, and LT led the losses, shedding up to 1.8%. Meanwhile, Eicher Motors, Titan, Sun Pharma, and ITC topped the gainers list. The market volatility gauge, India VIX, edged up by 1.38% to settle at 11.98. Global cues. Global markets started the week on a cautious note, largely reacting to a fresh wave of trade concerns. Over the weekend, US President Donald Trump announced a 30% tariff on imports from the European Union and Mexico, effective August 1. The declaration, made via his platform Truth Social, has raised fears of a renewed trade war. While both the EU and Mexican leadership signaled willingness to negotiate, uncertainty looms over potential outcomes. There was a bright spot from Singapore, where GDP grew 4.3% year-on-year in the second quarter, up from 3.9% in Q1 and above the 3.5% forecast. Quarter-on-quarter, the economy expanded by 1.4%, bouncing back from a 0.5% contraction, signaling economic resilience. In Asia, markets traded mixed. Japan's Nikkei was down 0.39%, and the broader Topix slipped 0.34%. Australia's ASX 200 dipped 0.14%, while South Korea's Kospi defied the trend, rising 0.53%. Swipe left for next video. US futures were also in the red during Asian hours. Dow Jones futures fell 0.63%, SP 500 futures dropped 0.33%, and Nasdaq 100 futures were down 0.22%. Wall Street had closed lower on Friday. The Dow Jones lost 279.13 points, 0.63, to settle at 44,371.51. The SP 500 declined 0.33% to 6,259.75, and the Nasdaq Composite shed 0.22% to finish at 20,585.53, capping a downbeat week for US equities. Latest blogs.